Hi folks, and in this video we're going to have a go at making a conical head for mesh on a microphone. So we'll begin. Take this from my axis, come down here, inches pattern, this guy here. Now nothing happens until you start clicking this guy up. I'm going to put in 9 there, space them out 4 mils. It's good, and then we're going to put in the circles here. And keep in mind about 0.5 of a mil. You could add in more if you want to, but I think I'm happy enough with that. Okay, so what we'll go now, we'll do a revolve base here. And happy days. Now next thing I need to do, I need to put in 2 vertical guys. One's going to be on the inside, one is on the outside. So we'll begin there, and I find it handy to turn on this section view and get use out of this a lot of the time. So we look in there, and I'll also turn on this guy, and we'll do a sketch now on the front plane. So we said he's going to be on the in guy. Now close enough will be good enough, this folks. So I'm coming out about half the radius there, roughly around the middle. This guy there, we actually should have ended in the middle. We can turn him down a bit, we can shorten him up there as well if we want to. Good. And just down the bottom we'll get this guy vertical so it looks right when it's starting. And we'll say we're happy with that now. We'll go up here then, sweet spot space, circular profile. This is him. Now that's way too big, turn it down to 1. And don't forget to unmerge. Okay, that's one of them started at there. So what we'll do now is we'll come out of that. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now I need to put in the other one. Now the way I'm spacing these out is I'm going to put in 1 on the inside and then 1 on the outside, about 7.5 degrees over here. So we'll have to do a sketch for that. So sketch. Playing around with these letters earlier, so you'll see why 7.5 degrees is good after a little while. Now I'm just going to come out of that for a moment. I'm going to turn on this again, this time this way. I can just find it easier to see what I'm doing now with all them other ones and rings in the way. So if we go back into that sketch, that's 20.5, so we'll go 20 there. And happy with that. Get the smart dimension. And it's looking for a rebuild there, so we'll just hit that. Go back into that sketch. I don't know why it threw me out there. Smart dimension. 20 mil. Sorry, no, that should be 40. That's it. And turn this guy to construction. Now we're going to draw a little line here. I'll draw it off just to make sure I'm right. That 90 degrees. Now, very handy putting in the reason I'm putting in that is because when you want to put in a plane, and I do want to put in a plane there, I can select the line and I can select the endpoint, and now we have a plane in there. So I can draw on that to make a similar one of these vertical pieces of mesh. Now bear in mind the first one we drew was on the inside, this guy is going to be on the outside. Now I'll come in here again, and you can reference it off of there. See, it's on the top plane at the minute. We want it, that's the way it is, it's not lining up there. We're going to reference the front plane. I'm going to see if I can do this now. Yeah, it's going to separate on that plane now there, lovely. And I look in at that, turn on the hidden detail again, doing a sketch there, and if it does that, hit normal to again. So this time we're going to start on the outside. So again, close enough is good enough, coming out about halfway there, half the radius out, up around the midpoint, and we go up all the way up to the top. In the top up there again, and you can bend out that guy a bit if you want. Straighten up this guy down the bottom, hit vertical, and I'm happy enough with that. So I'm going to go features, sweep boss base again, circular profile, turn that down to 1, unmerge. Now if we get out of the section view, we can look at the two of them there now, and I'll hide the plane. So they're pretty good, I'm happy enough with them. And we can always fine tune these and adjust them again if we needed to. But we'll do a circular pattern now. So the direction, we'll turn on our axis here. And I'll select that. The bodies then is this guy here and that guy there. And that is the most of it made. Now what I'm going to do up here in the top is I'm going to do a sphere, okay? And then I'm going to split the sphere and it'll just round out that nicely there, okay? So always hit save as you're going along, and then we'll begin. Right, so the next piece is to put in the sphere, and again I'm going to actually hide some of this stuff now because I find it quite distracting when we're trying to pick up what we want. So we'll hide that. What I really just need is this top sphere up here. Okay. What we want to do there is we want to look in straight at this guy. And I'm going to turn on the hidden detail view again. And there he is, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a bit of construction work now. And this would be on the front plane, of course. Over here. I want to end, I don't want this going too high. I want the top of the spherical piece that I'm going to add in roughly about 3 to 4 mil above that. I'll leave it up to you to decide what you think is the best distance. But what we have now is here, the reason I drew these, I have a point here, I have 3 points on the circumference. So I come in here, pick up the perimeter circle, select that point, select this point up here, and I select that point there. Now this guy, just for construction, so next thing I want to do is I'm going to get the circle, and if you watch the other video on how to make a spherical head for a, a microphone, this is pretty much it. I'm just going to copy it now, and then I am going to snip or cut off pieces that I don't need of this. So I'll be quiet now and drive on. Get these all these up here, insert features, move body, but I have them all up here just for shortcuts. And make sure copy is on there. You can see this one moving then, and you can just set it 9K. And I'm going to do the same thing again, move bodies, copy. The other way. You can see a change in there, so we just make that 90 again. And there we have our sphere. Okay, so I'm going to hit save again. Every time you're happy, hit save when you're happy with something. Now, next thing there is I'm going to go insert features, combine. And I'm going to make one part out of all these. Yep, that's one piece now. And if we turn on this guy up here that we had at the start, that is him there. So what the reason we did the 3-point this option up here, the perimeter circle a while ago, is I wanted to make sure that these guys go down through that top ring there. Okay, so I think the distance is 4 mil. We'll just draw it there just to make sure. All hidden. Now it can be tricky sometimes to see which is the one you are looking for. So I find sometimes it is as handy if we hit on the revolve there, that's all of them, right? That's the top guy. Just do that again. Yeah, I'm going to give this guy a color now so he just stands out for me. Give all of them a color actually. Okay, so we look in there. So what I want to do now is I want to put in a plane here, and I want to cut off the sphere, the bottom of the anthem on the sphere under this point here. But first of all, we're just going to find out exactly what that distance is there. That's 5 from there to there. That line then should be 4.5. Now you can always come back and adjust these anyways if you had to. I'm going to hide my revolve again. I'm going to put it back on this now in a moment. I'm going to go features, reference geometry plane, this line here and that point there, and we can spread out this. Just do that again. Plane, the line, the point, and then plane 3 there. Now you don't have to stretch it out, but I think it's good for the visualization. Now I'm going to turn off all these, and then we just have the sphere left. So I just want to cut off anthem below that point. Now we can adjust this again. I said if you were a mil off, we might have to adjust this. So we'll go insert features, split, trim tool is the plane, cut bodies, and we want to cut off this guy in the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to hide him, and we're going to hide the plane there. In fact, we'll leave it on. Sorry, no, hide this guy, and we will turn on the rest of our stuff now. Lovely, and that's going in pretty good. Now if it's sticking out a little bit, we can do a quick cut to trim off any of that stuff, but we'll put on the rest now. And then I think we might have, if we just check our solid bodies up here to make sure we have them all on. That was the original vertical, the two original vertical mesh that we made. So that is, now we have another piece here we don't need. So you can hide anything like that, you can just hide it, okay? Now, if you had anything sticking out then, which we could just do a quick trim on those, but that would get you the vertical conical head for your microphone. Once that's all turned into black, folks, that will be more than good enough for what we need, I believe. Okay, so I'll just do the quick trim on this now, and then we will be finished. So we'll turn off these guys again. Pin at 90 degrees. And you can see that sticking out up there. So sketch, and there's a curve on this here, so anything outside of that curve there we will just remove. And again, you know, close enough is good enough, folks. Right in there now. Okay. Even if we took a little bit of that, it won't matter because it'll all go into black and that will not be seen. So that's the revolve cut we're going to do. Features, revolve cut. And we can spin it around that line there. And that is, anything there was cut off. Now it might have taken a fraction off that, but once we turn that into black, that will not be noticed. So again, we can go back now, turn off everything, turn on everything. Now this big piece guy down here we don't want, so we'll hide him. And we don't want this one, hide it. Okay, and you can turn off your access there now. And that is the head made for your conical mic, okay, with a rounded off top on it. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that, folks, and found it useful. All the best, more videos to come soon.